So here I am, day one on my road back to fitness, but unfortunately I'm not getting off to the greatest of starts because yesterday was my cycling club's 15th birthday party and we had an evening of dignified celebration. So naturally I've woken up with not exactly a hangover. I would describe it as more a feeling of just being a bit jaded. Now normally this wouldn't be too much of a problem because when I wake up feeling like this, going out on the bike and having a bit of a ride, bit of exercise, bit of fresh air, and I'm right as ninepence again. But today the weather isn't that good, so I'm not all that motivated to get out and ride the bike. Having said that, that isn't the way I'm going to get fit. If I want to start riding the bike again and get fit again, I'm going to have to force myself to do the things that I normally wouldn't do. Okay, this bike isn't going to ride itself. It took a bit of effort, but I finally managed to get my sorry arse out on the bike. And as it was, I quite enjoyed the ride actually. The weather wasn't the best. It was raining at the start, and then towards the end it actually started to brighten up. So all good there, and I think I'm even looking forward to the next ride. I didn't go too mad today, I just took it nice and easy, kept my cadence up to about 90, and tried to keep my heart rate between the 70 and 80%, so I'm slap bang in the middle of the aerobic zone, and it was a very, very pleasant ride. So as you can see, I'm now riding my Specialized Alley, which is my winter bike. Normally I would ride my carbon framed Trek in the summer, but now I'm riding this Alley, which I bought over in the US about 4 years ago. It's an aluminium framed entry-level road bike. Cost me I think about £400, $500 or so. Not the most expensive of bikes, but it's quite heavy and clunky. But the good thing about riding a heavy and clunky bike in the winter is that when you start riding your good light bike in the summer, you'll feel that much stronger. So here we are, it's Sunday morning, and I was going to go out for a ride, but when I checked the bike I noticed that I had a broken spoke. And this is actually the second one in about 3 weeks. And to be honest, it pissed me off so much that I lost all enthusiasm for any ride that I was going to do, and I sacked it all off and came in and had a cup of tea. So as I say, this is the second broken spoke I've had in about 3 weeks. And the first one happened on the first ride after getting the bike back from a fairly major service. And during the service, the bike was taken apart, it was cleaned, had a new chain, new rear cassette, new brake blocks, all the brakes were tuned up, and presumably the wheels were trued and all the spokes were tightened up. Now my first thought when I broke the spoke was that maybe something had happened during the service, so that the spokes were over tightened or something like that. It could also have been a stick getting into the wheel and snapping the spoke. But equally it could also have been just the fact that I'm quite heavy at the moment, and being heavy I'm putting that much tension on the spokes. Now I'm not going to embarrass myself and tell you exactly how much I weigh, but to give you some idea, I've got a lady cycling chum who's of average size and average build, and I'm literally twice her weight. But even though I'm quite heavy at the moment, I've just weighed myself, and it's nothing out of the ordinary. Okay, I'm kind of down the heavy end of where I've been sort of in the past, but I've still ridden bikes and not had any problems with spokes. But it is a little bit of a mystery because the wheels I'm running on the Specialized at the moment I bought specifically for their strength. So they are something like 36 spokes, hand built, and they are absolutely bulletproof. So I don't know why the spokes are breaking. Like I say, the obvious answer is me being heavy, but equally it could have been something that happened during the service. So what am I going to do about it? Well, I'm going to take the wheels back and have the spoke replaced, and hopefully that will kind of sort things out. But in the meantime, I am going to change the wheels over. I've got another set of super strong wheels, and I'm going to put those on the Specialized and see how I go with those. And I think long term I'm just going to have to try and lose some weight and just release a bit of pressure that I'm putting on the wheels myself.
Morning.
While I was shuffling wheels around, I thought I would take the opportunity to make sure that all of my bikes were roadworthy. Now, I have 4 road bikes, and for one reason or another, they're not all roadworthy at the same time. So, for instance, if, like on Sunday, I suddenly discover a broken spoke just before a ride, I can't just grab another bike and go out and do the ride on the alternative. Like I say, while I was swapping the wheels over, I got all 4 bikes roadworthy, and that included the bike that I use predominantly on my turbo trainer. And seeing as the bike on the turbo trainer was all ready to go and everything, I thought, why not sign up for Zwift? I've used it on my mobile phone with the free 25 kilometers. And I've recently just put the app on my MacBook Pro, so the screen's a bit bigger and I can see a bit better what I'm doing. And also they had some promo going on because I'd signed up in February or January or whenever it was. I was able to keep the $10 a month membership and not have to pay the recent price increase. So I'm now on Zwift. My turbo trainer bike is all set to go, and I'll probably give it a go. And I'll also show you how I paired the bike and the MacBook Pro up in another film. So that's the events of this week. Hopefully next week I'll be out on the road doing some more rides, doing some spinning, doing some Zwifting. Yeah, it's all good fun. So hopefully see you next week, and thank you for watching.